Spurs finally won a trophy, beating Man United in the Europa League final, breaking their trophy curse, but they also finished 17th in the league. They have decided to sack Ange Postecoglou, so I become new Spurs manager to make them the world's best team by winning that Champions League. If you think winning Spurs the UCL is already challenging, it gets harder, as I'll be spinning this wheel at the start of every season. Also, in the past, some of Spurs' best players have been sold to Real Madrid, so any transfer offer we receive from Real, we have to accept. Now, guys, this is the squad we start with. I don't know how they got 17th place with only 38 points, but of course, they did win that Europa League final versus Man United. This is a good side. The defense is probably the best part about it. Midfield has some good quality players, some good depth also. Some decent wide players like Kulusevski and Son up top right now. I'm not sure if he played number 9 last season. Of course, they do have Solanke, but if we need goals, I feel striker's that position where we go make a signing. Straight away, I've transfer listed and loan listed a few players. Richarlison, just get this guy out of here. And Højbjerg is linked with leaving. Whatever money we raise gets added on to our already 156 million budget, which is pretty good. But before we make any signings, we might as well spin the wheel for season 1 to see what it lands on. 5 negatives, 5 positives. We actually start off with a positive by any 87 rated player for just 1 million. And he's possibly one of the best ones we could have got on that entire wheel. Some of them are hideous. But I'm looking, what position could we improve on the most? I'm thinking striker. Solanke is good, but it's just Solanke. We could do with a world-class striker. Whoever we sign has to be exactly 87 overall, of course. Who else I'm thinking? Maybe a midfielder, strengthening a CDM position, or maybe just bringing in an elite centre-back. Okay, this is every 87 overall player. We've got Marquinhos, who's 31, so he's got that at Spurs, just won his first Champions League with PSG, of course. Barella, who lost the final to PSG. This guy would run the midfield. Maybe we could take one of Arsenal's best players, one of the best centre-backs in the world, Gabriel. They wouldn't be happy about that. Jonathan Tah, another great centre-back, or Ousmane Dembele, the possible next Ballon d'Or winner. This guy would be incredible in the Premier League. But look, there is one player who we should be able to buy, and it's Victor Osimhen, but he's 86 overall. The start of the game, he was 87, so I don't know why he's 86, but this guy would have been perfect. Julian Alvarez is 88 overall. This one would be perfect. Alexander Isak, but he's 88. But what about Victor Gyökeres? He is 87 overall. That's crazy. So I'd narrow it down to these 3 players, Dembele, Barella, and Gyökeres, all in their late 20s. Gyökeres, as you can see in the bottom right, he's got a 1 million release clause. And this is our man. We're going to buy him. There he is in the Spurs shirt, our first signing. And boom, there he is in the starting 11. So much better now. He's going to score so many goals. First style of season 1, Højbjerg going to Man City. Now Richarlison leaving the club, going to Sporting. So Gyökeres this way, Richarlison that way. Now, one position I want to strengthen the depth in is centre-back. Murillo at Nottingham Forest would be perfect. Left-footed player, we can get him under 60 million. And there he is in the Spurs shirt. It is official. We got that done for 57. He's on the bench, but honestly, I could see him getting in the starting 11 in the next year, especially if someone like Romero decides to leave. Now, a backup number 10 like Oscar Glock would be a very, very good signing. Young player with good potential. Will cost around 20 million. I'm not a massive fan of James Maddison being the main guy, so we could bring in someone like Morgan Rogers, move Maddison on, but he would cost 80 million. This would be a big signing. But right now, an understudy, a backup, a rotational player, Sudakov, this Ukrainian, looks like the man. So it's official. There is our third signing. We get that done for 40.7. I feel this squad is now set up for a much better season. I mean, if we don't get over 38 points, don't just sack me, but take my managerial licensing away. Sudakov on the bench and Murillo. Gyökeres up top, ready to bang them goals in. 63 million remaining for January. But guys, don't forget, we won the Europa League, so we actually have a chance to win another trophy versus PSG. This Spurs team beating that PSG team would be a miracle. And here we go. The result is a 3-2 loss. That seems a pretty good game. Gyökeres scoring and scores again, so got 2 goals in that. Now, we have loaned out a bunch of players. Some players with some really, really good potential. But one player in particular, Yang Min Hyok, is that how you say his name? I want to make this guy the next Heung-min Son. So we keep a South Korean player at Spurs who's going to be class even when Son leaves the club. Who knows? We could even make this guy a Spurs legend like Son. It's deadline day with 2 2 hours to go. Have we escaped without receiving any offers from Real Madrid? We have, which means we can go through deadline day and get to January. Let me know in the comments where you think this team is going to finish in season 1. If we get to January and we're not in the top 4, I would honestly be disappointed because look, we have so many good players, especially with Victor Gyökeres up top. I'd be surprised if he didn't get over 30 goals this season. If you guys think that as well, then smash a like on the video, subscribe. Guys, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. So January is here. Where are we in the league? 5th place, but 7 points away from 4th place, Brighton. That is quite a lot. Don't forget, though, we are in the Champions League and we're 4th place. There is no way. With 2 games to play, we could get automatic promotion to the round of 16. Could we perhaps win the Champions League in our first season? We're not in the Carabao Cup, though. We got knocked out to Arsenal in the round of 3. Okay, currently no injuries. We've had some players grow a lot, but what are the stats like? 24 goals in 26 for Gyökeres. Okay, bro is cooking. No one else is quite doing insane like Gyökeres. Leading the assists is Maddison. 5 goals, 8 assists. That is a whole lot better than IRL. But look, we could make a transfer. We've got 74 million, but let's just get to the end of the season. So here we go. We finished 4th place on goal difference as well, just topping Liverpool, both on 77 points. But guys, Arsenal won the league with 94. What's happened to the realism? What about the FA Cup? Did we win that? Brighton beat City. Brighton actually knocked us out in the semi-final 3-1. Now the big one, of course, we could actually have completed this challenge in season 1. The Champions League, Arsenal won. There is no way they won the Premier League and the Champions League. They beat Bayer Leverkusen. Did we get to the semi-final? No. We got to the quarter-final, knocked out by PSG 3-2. Oh, we've got 2 big injuries in the side. Maybe that impacted our season toward the end. But the stats, this is what we're really interested in. 46 goals for Gyökeres. He really did get over 30. He's incredible. 20 goals in the end with 9 assists for Son. That's a very good season. He is 33 now. Kulusevski having a very good year. But oh, wow, check that out. 8 goals, 17 assists for James Maddison. That is pretty solid. For season 2 now, before we take a look at this squad of positions we can improve or maybe sell some players, we need to respin this wheel for season 2. Let's hope it lands on something good again. There is no way. It has landed on move best goals and assist player from last season to Arsenal. That is literally like the worst one. Of course, that is Gyökeres. He only got 2 assists, but 46 goals. Look, I cannot believe we have just had to do that. Arsenal won the Champions League and the Premier League last year, and now they've got a world-class striker. Losing this guy, we could literally finish like 10th place now. What is our budget? We do have 238 million. That is insane. Now, of course, we do have the money to go buy someone like Alexander Isak from Newcastle. Would cost around 80 million. 26 would replace Gyökeres perfectly. Maybe someone a little bit older, someone with a little bit more experience. Lautaro Martinez from Inter, a similar amount, 88 overall. But guys, I really want to do it. I want to bring back Harry Kane. 88 overall again. He's got 59 pace. That is terrible. But look, it's Harry Kane. He's one of the best strikers in the world. One of the best strikers the Premier League has ever seen. And he would be coming back to break Shearer's record. In fact, he only needs 23 goals more in the Premier League to equal that record. So that's what we've done. Kane is back in a Spurs shirt, our number 9, costing 57.3 million. And what a perfect way to replace Gyökeres, especially with him going to Arsenal. We brought someone in who is very capable of getting us 46 goals this season. Now, Basuma has left to Bayern Munich for 8.3 million. And here's a big one. Christian Romero has gone to Aston Villa for 36.3. So Murillo, who we signed last season, slots into that centre-back role with Van de Ven to his left. Gregerson, the only backup centre-back right now. We need to sign someone else. We've already brought Kane in, an English player, so how about another? Brandthwaite from Everton, 39 million. Now, I do want to strengthen at CDM. Bring someone else in. We could go for Baliba. The next Caicedo from Brighton would cost under 70 million. Or we could go big and expensive. João Neves, absolutely insane at PSG, would cost over 100 million. Would be our most expensive signing, but I don't feel we're in the market for a player like that. Not totally sure he'd want to leave PSG. So just like that, we have our man, 62 million. There he is in the midfield with Sarr to the left. Don't forget about Brandthwaite on the bench. That's a big signing. In fact, he's left-footed. So is Murillo, and so is Van de Ven. Gregerson, luckily, is right-footed, but the next centre-back we sign has to be right-footed. Now, Gill is 83. He could easily slot at left mid and replace Son. He is 25, but Son did score 20 goals last season, got something like 7 assists, so he did very well. He's 34 now. I feel we'll give him one last season. He maybe might get 15 goals. And go on, guys. Son and Kane need one last season together. So 2 hours remaining on deadline day, and luckily no offers from Real Madrid. One from Atletico Madrid, but not Real. We are now in January, and in the league, we are 5th place again. This time, though, only 2 points away from 4th. But come on now. Arsenal are top of the league. We cannot be having that 2 times in a row. Carabao Cup, we are in the semi-final facing Arsenal, so we could win a trophy. And in the Champions League, because of course we are there again, we are 10th place. We have not lost a game. 2 points away from top 8, which would get an automatic qualification, of course, for the round of 16. Do we have any injuries? How are the ratings looking? Kane is still the same. Son does have an injury. He's gone up 1 overall, so I'm guessing it hasn't been really long. He's probably had quite a good season. On the bench, things are looking all right, but Sudakov has an injury. Now the stats, the big moment, 11 goals in 20 for Harry Kane. Where are the goals coming from? Baliba, one of the new signings, 7 goals, 1 assist. Madison, 7 and 6. Kulusevski, okay numbers, 6 for Son. I was expecting a little more and no assists, but I'm very disappointed with only 11 goals for Kane halfway through the season. Maybe it's because he's an advanced forward. I would expect him to be more like a poacher, but he can't play that, so I'm not going to change that mid-season. I didn't realize, but Van de Ven is injured also. Here is that big semi-final versus Arsenal. Can we get to a final? There is no way. 2-1 loss. At least Gyökeres didn't score. We're not going to make a January signing here. I'm just going to trust this side to do it again, get us back in the top 4, hopefully win that FA Cup and get far in the Champions League. In the summer window, we're going to go hard. Hopefully the will doesn't do something horrible, but some world-class players added to this side really is going to help. So end of season, we finished 4th again and again on 77 points. That's insane. It's crazy. I just knew we didn't need to make a signing to do that again. The FA Cup was won by Chelsea. Now, the Carabao Cup, we know Arsenal beat us in the semi-final. There was 2 legs, which you guys would have realized. I completely forgot. So Arsenal winning the double, as they did win the Premier League back-to-back, which is just a disgrace. How have they done that? But in the Champions League, we finished 11th place. And in the playoff round, we beat Feyenoord 6-2 on aggregate. The round of 16, we beat Leverkusen 6-4 on aggregate. All these goals. Quarter-final, we faced PSG and we beat them. So we're in a semi-final right now. And there is no way. We have beat Barcelona 4-3 on aggregate, and Arsenal beat City. So the Champions League final is an Arsenal-Spurs final. If we win, we complete the challenge. But if we don't, Arsenal win a back-to-back Premier League and Champions League. A back-to-back double. I know it'd be Spursy to let that happen, but we cannot. Nothing massive going on with overalls here on the side. But what are the stats looking like? Has Kane saved his season? He got 17 in the Premier League, so hasn't yet equaled Kira's record. He got 24 in total. 20 goals, 22 assists. James Maddison, what a season that is. 18 goals, 12 assists for Kulusevski on the right. Son got 12 and 1 assist. I think that probably is his final season. And to be fair, we might get rid of Kane as well. Look, before this final, I have changed Harry Kane's role to a poacher. I just feel that would suit him more. Now, the Arsenal side we are playing is looking like that. They have Gyökeres as the number 9. Look, that could be the reason they are there. And that could be the reason we lose this game. I am dreading this. I really am dreading this. I feel powerless right now. We cannot play. We're sending it, and we lose to Arsenal 3-2. Gyökeres scores a goal as well, and Martinelli. Kane gets another goal, but that's not enough. I cannot believe we've done that. Arsenal, Champions League champions 2 times in a row. So season 3, we need to change something massive in this side. We need to get rid of a few players and bring in some superstars, because there is no way we let Arsenal win 3 in a row Premier Leagues or Champions Leagues. I don't know how, but we've only been given 102 million. But look, let's spin the wheel for season 3. Where is it going to land? Release highest rated player. Okay, that low-key just sucks. It's Harry Kane. He won't be able to break the record. We don't even get a transfer fee for him. In fact, it costs us money, 5.7 million. he is gone. And it looks like we're going to have to spend all our budget bringing in another class striker. Because come on, there's no way we just let Solanke rock up top this season. Now, this is a sad moment, but Son is leaving the club. He's going to Newcastle for 18 million. James Valise leaving for Villa for 19. Solomon to Palace for 13. We now have 160 million. To be fair, we could buy Gyökeres back from Arsenal for around 90. Isak is available at Newcastle for around 70. We're going for Sesko, but he's only 82 overall. I thought it'd be a whole lot higher by now. Endrick, of course, has insane potential. Only 83. I'm not spending 100 million on an 83 rated striker. I'm thinking if we were to sign Haaland, we'd definitely win the Premier League, but we don't have 250 million. So I think Alexander Isak is our man. Okay, it's crazy to think we have had 3 different strikers in 3 different seasons. Look, Isak is definitely going to fit this system a lot better than Kane did. He's got a lot better pace, and the way this side is set up, it does seem very pace reliant. No Son on the left. We currently have Gil, and that's the one position where I feel we need to spend a lot of money. We have Brendan Johnson going to Fulham for 19 million, and raising more funds to splash the cash on that left winger. We have Gil. I actually don't know who he's going to. There's 2 clubs, and one of them was Arsenal. So I'm glad he's going to Brighton for 47.5 million, which sees us now have 138. Now, when I'm saying big, I mean big. Someone like Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao, we can afford him. He's 89 overall. He is electric with his pace. Amazing dribbler. This guy would add so many goal contributions. Or what about someone like Vinicius Jr., who I don't think we'll be able to afford him. Yeah, he'd cost way over 200 million. 93 overall. What about someone who is naturally a striker? I've seen the valuation. It says 138 million. He's 93 overall at 28. We could actually maybe be able to afford Kylian Mbappe from Real Madrid. We would definitely have to add someone in this deal as well. Yang Min we could add, but I don't really want to do that. We need a South Korean player at the club. Maybe they want this young left winger who's worth 30 million. I know he probably has some good potential, but come on, we are possibly talking about signing Mbappe here, and they do agree. And with the deal done, Mbappe is now a Tottenham player, which is totally insane. In fact, I think it makes way more sense to change the formation now. There we go. The 4-2-1-3 makes Mbappe a left winger. Look at this attack. Isak at top, Kulusevski on the right. What a midfield and defense. This could honestly now win the league and Champions League. Son has just left, so he is the number 7. Now being a left winger, he's 94 overall. Let's get him on an inside forward. Look, Mbappe is about to cook. Bit of a problem though, we only have 5 million remaining, so we cannot make another signing. Once again, making it to deadline day with no Real Madrid offer, so that is the window closed. So it's January and we are 4th again. There is no way we've just done that 3 times in a row. If we end up on 77 points again, that's just going to be insane. But we are actually 4 points away from top of the league Liverpool, so we could be in a title race. Again, we're in a Carabao Cup semi-final versus Liverpool. Could this be our first trophy? And in the Champions League, we're not doing so good with 15th place. Is Mbappe 95 overall? He's actually got an injury. I don't know how long that's been for. The rest of the squad seems fine. How are the stats looking though? 26 games, 26 goals, 4 assists. What type of injury is this? Hamstring out for another 5 weeks. That is pretty big. But 28 appearances, 6 goals for Isak. That is terrible. James Maddison is doing okay. Kulusevski is not. What I'm thinking is Isak needs to be changed to a poacher, because with Mbappe as an advanced forward, I just don't think these two would work too well with each other. So let's see if a poacher would help a little bit more. It's the end of the season and we finished 4th again. 3 times in a row, and we didn't even get 77 points. We got 73. Arsenal have won the league 3 times in a row. This is failing hard right now. Did we win the FA Cup? Liverpool won. The Carabao Cup, we won. We beat Leeds. That's our first trophy. We're not cursed again. It's fine. Now, the Champions League, we ended up finishing 10th. As we were in January. First playoff round, we face Marseille, and Marseille won 3-1 on penalties. There is no way we didn't even make it to the round of 16, which means the team who got to the final Oh my goodness me. What is actually happening right now? 3 Premier Leagues in a row, 3 Champions Leagues in a row. This is the most Spursy video I've ever made. I'm really hoping Isak has picked up his stats toward the end of the season. As this season is a massive L. He's got 12 goals. Bro, we spent 70 million on you and you've gone down to 87 overall. Kulusevski has done well again. He's been a solid player during this video. 35 goals, 5 assists, Mbappe. I guess that's pretty good. 7 goals, 20 assists for James Maddison. I really was close to getting rid of him in season 1, but this guy has been solid. So to kick season 4 off with the wheel spin, can we finally get something good? Nah, this has to be rigged. This is a joke now. Move the best goals and assist player from last season to Arsenal. Is it really going to be 4-4? The thing is, this is absolutely horrible because it's Kylian Mbappe. He got 35 goals, 5 assists, so 40 goal contributions. And now we've got to see him in an Arsenal kit over there at the Premier League and Champions League champions. That just does not look right. Spurs fans who are watching, I really do apologize. They also have Victor Gyökeres, who's 91 overall. They've by far got the best team in the world. What's our budget looking this season? There is no way Daniel Levy is doing this to us. 85 million. What are we meant to do with 85 million with this side? Yang Min Hyuk is back this year. Do we just put him on the left? Put the trust in the Korean and say, be the next Son. Is Isak actually going to score goals this season? Defense is pretty solid. Nothing needs to be improved there. The midfield is very strong. The attack is good, but just lacking that world-class world beater like Mbappe was. I don't know if we can challenge for the league or Champions League. I think if we sign a goalkeeper who is better in overall, we'd get better results. That does seem to be the key in career mode. Marmalade at Liverpool is the best option, but we don't have 100 million to spend, so we're going to have to do something to do with swapping players. And the deal we get done is Kobel from Dortmund. 40 million plus Vicario. That is like half our budget. Now, because this is all simulation, we should actually pick up more clean sheets now, which should result in more wins. So this could be a massive signing. Now, Benteke has gone to Arsenal for 14 million. This really does feel like a letting Arsenal become the greatest team in the world video. That's raised a little bit more on the budget, 55 million now. And my idea around this is I want to go out and sign an elite left winger, or at least someone who is a wide player who would get a decent amount of goals and assists to replace Mbappe. We don't have 80 million for Foden. We could go in for Rodgers actually and put him on the left. Williams is not in the discussion. Rafinha would be a decent buy, but he is 31. We don't have 200 million for Yamal. Dembele would be fairly cheap. I think he would get a ton of goals, even at 31. This might upset some people. There is one player who we could actually sell for a good amount of money because he doesn't really fit our system. And it's Bergvall. He's not a CDM. Guess we could convert him, but apparently that would take 236 weeks. Make him a cam, you say? Well, that's 321. So we're kind of stuck. And he is worth over 50 million. We have a deal for him. A club has decided to buy him. It is Manchester City for 70 million. That's pretty good right there. Now the player to come in to replace Benteke and Bergvall is Mark Burnell from PSG for 16 million. Pretty good deal right there. And the left winger we have signed is a big one. It's Kvaratskhelia, another player from PSG. 80 million. A little bit on the cheap because he's in his final year at the club on his contract. Now our highest rated player at 89, a pretty good replacement to Mbappe there. Champions League winner, I feel he fits this system well. One player I am tempted to move on is 31-year-old James Maddison, but his assists are just insane in this squad. Same as Kulusevski, just 2 players who I just can't move on because their numbers are pretty consistent. But I'm telling you, if we don't win the Champions League this year and Isak doesn't have a good season, then he is out of here. Another player leaving, we have Van de Ven to Brentford for 52 million, and we replace him with Antonio Silva, activating his release clause from Frankfurt for 40 million. And boom, there he is in the defense, right next to Murillo. Guys, I feel this squad is now ready to attack this season. Maybe not as strong as it was at the start of last season because no Mbappe. But Isak is going to cook with this new poacher role. And January is here and we are top of the league. After 20 games played, we are 9 points clear from second place Arsenal. There we go. That's more like it. Carabao Cup, we're not in a semi-final. In fact, we went out in the first round to Arsenal. That's not good. Now, in the Champions League, how are we doing? We're not actually anywhere. Why are we not in the Champions League? Where's the little thing saying my team? Why are we in the Europa League? We finished 4th place with 73 points. How is that possible? Maybe it's because all English teams won a European trophy. If so, the chances of that happening and getting knocked out because you finished 4th is so unlikely. That is just straight up being really unlucky. But we are top of the Europa League. I guess now it's embarrassing if we don't win this competition. Squad is strong. Kvaratskhelia is now 90 overall. Injury to Pedro Porro. Don't know how long that's been, but of course the stats is the important bit. 18 in 27 for Isak. That's pretty good. A whole lot better than last season. 13 goals, 6 assists for Kvaratskhelia in 27. I'd say that's decent. That is good. Kulusevski always has a pretty slow start to the season. Same as Madison. I'm saying it. Madison will have at least 20 goal contributions come end of the season. But our backup Cam seems to actually be doing better than him and have played the same amount of games. I don't know how that is possible. Maybe injury. That's the season wrapped up. And after 38 games, we win the league. 88 points. 11 more than we normally get. Arsenal finished 3rd. There we go. That's where they belong. The FA Cup we did not win. Arsenal won that 3-2. Forest beat us in the semi-final. Nah, there's no way. They've just won the Champions League 4 seasons in a row. I have never seen this in career mode ever. You cannot write this. With the Europa League, we topped the group. We beat Braga 8-0 in the round of 16. Then we beat Dynamo Kiev in the quarterfinal. They sent us to the semis playing Leipzig. We beat them 4-2, which means we're in the final playing Napoli, and we win 2-1. So that is our 3rd trophy now, which does mean we'll be in the UEFA Super Cup versus Arsenal next year. We have to win that. Isak has an injury, and he's gone down to 87 overall. Guess he's missed a good amount of the second half of the season. Yet we still won the league. So I'm wondering what the goals look like. 29 and 38 for Isak. That's not terrible. That's pretty good. 26 and 8 for Kvaratskhelia. I'd say that's a good season. 20 goals, 5 assists for Kulusevski. He really does cook at the end of the season, doesn't he? So on to season 5, spinning the wheel. This has to land on something positive. Come on, please. Sign any player from France for 25 million. That doesn't actually mean we can go and sign Kylian Mbappe for 25 million because it's not just French players. They have to actually be playing in France. Let's just go to PSG and check out the players they have. Oh my goodness me. We've got the Nets Kvaratskhelia. They just replaced him with another Georgian. He's worth 200 million. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be that guy. Leonardo Mendes, another wonder kid there at center mid. Rodrigo, who's 90 overall. He'd be a great player to replace Kulusevski with, who has been extremely good. But if we add a 90 rated player there, surely we would win more games. This guy's left-footed. He would be absolutely perfect on that right-hand side, and he's worth 300 million. So it's official. He is a Spurs signing. He looks quite short, honestly. And there he is in the 11. Bro's going to cook this season. Georgian on the right, Georgian on the left. Isaac up top, who's going to have another good season. He did a whole lot better as a poacher. I don't know if Kulusevski is going to be very happy about being on the bench, so we might end up moving him on. I think the next man to replace is James Maddison, because he's 32 now. I thought we could do with someone better. He's agreed to join Manchester United for 40 million. And we've also got Kulusevski leaving for Chelsea. A little controversial, but 52 million coming our way. We do now have 128 to work with. And look, the type of cam I want to sign is a Florian Wirtz, but we don't have 170 million. Musiala is still at Bayern. His contract is expiring, but he would still cost around 140, 150. Now, my genius idea to make this Musiala deal possible is selling our backup keeper for 29 million, which means we go out and buy Edison from Man City for 10 million. And now we can go out and get our main man, the world beater, our new best player, Jamal Musiala. Wait for it, 139 million. Boom, there he is, 92 rated in the side. This team just keeps getting better. We do need to make a change to his role, though, because it seems to be he's actually a shadow striker. I don't know how that's going to play with Isak being a poacher, but it should work out fine, to be fair. You won't believe this. We lost the Community Shield to Arsenal 4-2 on penalties. And of course, we have the UEFA Super Cup, and we lost 12-11 on penalties. Again, after a 2-2 draw. I swear, if they go 5 times in a row in the Champions League, we have failed this challenge massively. But I feel this squad is ready for a stellar season now. The attack is going to go crazy. If Musiala doesn't have really good stats in January, we will adjust his role. But I'm pretty sure with a shadow strike, he's just going to score a ton. So here we are in January, top of the league. 11 points clear from Arsenal. Very similar to January last season. The Carabao Cup, we're in a semi-final playing Brighton. This surely is a competition we win this year with the other opponents. We beat Man United 4-0 in the quarterfinal. Now the Champions League, we are 7th in the league. 1-4, drawn 1, lost 1. Looks like we're going to qualify there. Oh, we've got a bunch of injuries here. I don't know if these are long-term. Kvara's gone up a rating. Baduli has as well. Now, on to the stats. 14 goals and 5 assists for Kvara. 8 and 9 for Musiala. Guess that's pretty good. He's not going crazy, though. Dudakov actually putting pretty good numbers up as a backup again. I'm going to change the roles a little bit to the right and make Musiala playmaker instead, going into the second half of the season. Bit of a risk, but I think it will pay off. I've only just noticed that Isak is 86 overall. He's injured and he only has 6 goals. He can play again in 4 weeks, but this is pretty big. We only have 2 million, so we can't actually do anything right now. It's the end of the season and we have smashed the Premier League with a point record of 101. Arsenal in second, not even close. That's another trophy. That's actually a Premier League double. Over to the Carabao Cup, we did win that again 2 seasons in a row, beating Leicester. The FA Cup was won by Liverpool, beating Arsenal on penalties. We did get automatic qualification in the Champions League. We finished 6th. In the round of 16, we beat Inter 6-1, which means in the quarterfinal, we were playing PSG again. They're almost like a bit of a rival in this video. Beating them 5-4, so just about doing it in the semi-finals. We're facing Real Madrid, and we beat them 3-1. So we have RB Leipzig in the final and a chance now to complete the challenge of making Spurs the world's best team. Isak is back from injury and has gone up in overall. So I'm guessing he had a good end to the season. 91 on the left, 91 on the right. What a signing he was. Musiala, 93. That's just a scary attack. We are missing Sarr and Undogi for the final, though. Crazy thing is, we don't actually have a backup left back. We have Spence who can play that. But the goals, 34 and 9 assists for Kvara. Isak, 28 goals. What a comeback at the end of the season. He was insane. 21 and 9. Baduli and Musiala with 23 assists and 13 goals. That's a very good season. But now we face this Leipzig side that has Xavi Simons in. Come on, we have such a better team than that. Surely we get the win here. Champions League final. It's a 4-0 win. Kvara, Isak again, and Pedro Porro. What a way to end the season there. There's Musiala with the UCL. If you guys have enjoyed this video, then smash a like and subscribe. I cannot believe we let Arsenal win 4 Champions Leagues in a row. That is a complete disgrace. We're close to 100k subscribers, so if you haven't already, do subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see another making said team the world's best team, then click here for Barcelona or Man United.